Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Monique Montgomery, and I'm a Gold Associate with Max International. And today I'm going to talk about overcoming objections and the impact of objections. First of all, if the associate is not ready with the response, it doesn't work well. You really have to be ready to address any objections. And a lot of times the prospect just raises them simply because they think they can't do it, but it can impact the closing process without a doubt. I'm going to go through a few tips that you should be aware of. So always approach all objections with the attitude of, I am being of service. You're there to help them, not to make a sale. And frequently ask if you're explaining things clearly, because sometimes people are embarrassed and they don't want to stop you. And use stories when answering questions, such as, if someone says, where does the ingredient come from? Just say, you know what, I really don't know, but so-and-so has been on the product, and talk about somebody who's had a good experience with the products. And note that most objections come from fear. It's their doubt about their ability to do it. And a lot of time, even when they say no time, no money, it's really their fear talking. Objections are often questions. Prospect needs more info, and that's why we have an ETGL website. Start with, can I bounce a few thoughts off of you? It sets it up so they're receptive to listening to another view. Explain that they can build their own dreams instead of their boss's dreams. And if an objection is raised, say, if you would satisfy yourself on this point, what other obstacles would we have to overcome before moving forward? Remember, this isn't about you. This is about your product and the way they feel based on experience and research. If they say no time, you can say, I realize that this is a problem for lots of people, but if we take the time now to do this, 3 or 5 years later, we will have extra time. Would you be willing to make or trade time for something that can provide you a great income for life, as well as being able to leave a legacy for several generations to come? Somebody says bad experience in the past with network marketing companies. Let them explain before moving on. Explain how they probably weren't set up with the right skills or expectations. Ask if they would be willing to try it again with proper training. And oftentimes, I'm sure you've heard of it, is this a pyramid? Well, you know what? Ask them. Why do you ask that question? Wait for their response. Truthfully, pyramids are illegal as no products or services are offered. This is network marketing, which is a $190 billion industry. The industry pays out $200 million a day. Would you like a little piece of that? And there are over 119 million entrepreneurs worldwide who are part of this industry. It is a legal business. If they say no money for products or getting started, well, you can say that's an understandable comment. You're wondering if you can handle this investment without upsetting your budget, aren't you? You can get 4 or 5 customers who purchase 2 products, and the commissions paid out to you will pay your product. You can also say, hey, I hear you, Bob, but if money is an object now, what you've done in the last 5 years is not working. Borrow $50 from 4 friends or work an extra shift to get started. This would give you your website and initial products. I can show you how to make enough money in the next 30 to 90 days to pay them back. A lot of people say, well, you know, I just don't know enough people. Well, you can say there are lots of ways to expand your network every day. Social media is the biggest one, and in Facebook. And you know what? There's 2 billion people or more who use social media. We will show you how to work on social media. And if I could show you how, excuse me, if I could show you how you know more people than you realize, would you like to hear a bit more? And for that, we use the memory jogger. And then there's always this misconception. The people at the top make all the money. Well, just give an example. You know, so-and-so has people in their business who make 3 or 4 times more than they do. And they're happy about it because it increases their paycheck. You know, an example in our group is Ann Bushel. She's a diamond, but she sponsored Ann Turnbull, who's a crown. She's very happy about it because it increases her income. A lot of people will say, well, I don't need the product. I'm healthy. And you go, well, that's great, but I hope you understand how important glutathione is. I'll send you some information on the vital importance of glutathione and how Max International's products support this vital component to enhance our health and wellness. Ask for referrals because maybe they know somebody who definitely could use the product. A lot of people say, well, I'm too shy. I'm not good with people. Well, you can say you don't have to talk until you're comfortable. We have Zoom presentations 2 or 3 times a week where prospects can attend and you don't have to say a word. And there's excellent people on our team to support you. And this business is about creating income through specific training. But you know what? Self-development is included for free. And I think that's fantastic. Because oftentimes you don't get that on the job. You just left on your own to kind of grow like you can. And a lot of people will say, well, the products are too expensive. Well, you can ask the question, in comparison to what? I mean, you can't compare our products with what you buy on shelves in grocery stores and other places. Max sources the best ingredients possible, and the ingredients specified on the bottle are what you're going to find in it. And it's banned substance control group certified. And that means even Olympic athletes can take our products. Well, you know what? If they can, I certainly can. And a few years ago, there was a W5 report that indicated that some supplements purchased in various stores had none of the ingredients in them, but that were listed on the bottle. An example at that time was echinacea. In network marketing, person will say, I'm in another network marketing company. Well, that's not a problem. Just don't talk about the other one when you're at Max events, and don't try and get, Max people into your other business. But you can ask the question, are you making enough money in the other one? Are you happy? Are you getting the support? Yes or no? And then you ask the question, are you ready to get started? And a lot of people will say, well, what makes your product better than others? Well, we've got 25 years of research behind our products. And on our website, we have 44 peer-reviewed articles on the ribosine. Like I said before, BSGC certification. So no positive results on doping tests for Olympic athletes. If you want to know more about the ribocystine, there is a website. And you can also visit our Elite Team Global Legacy website, where there's a lot of information on ribosine and the science. Now, if people say, I need to think about it. Well, most people say that they need to think about it. It's typically because they're not interested, or you miss something in the conversation. If you miss something, they'll respond with, no, we're interested. It's just that. And that ... is where they start to reveal their uncertainty about joining you in what you're presenting. So thank you for listening. I hope this has provided you with some good tools to use when you're talking to your prospects, and good luck.